Hello, this is Priscilla, and this is your Conversational English Hour. I hope that you will enjoy participating in this session as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you. Our topic for today is fun at the beach. And Pu Kwai, it's good to have you here with me again.
Nice
Thank
to
you for
see you
joining.
again. Yeah,
And we're going to talk about fun at the beach, sharing screen to bring up the activity for today. And
yes,
it will be coming up momentarily.
yeah.
If I do this correctly, open. So what time is it for you now?
Yeah, at my end, it is 2 p.m. Yeah,
Okay, 2 p.m. Almost lunchtime or so.
I have had lunch 2 hours ago.
Oh, you had lunch two
Yeah,
hours ago. Okay,
yeah.
fantastic. Did you enjoy your lunch?
Mm, it, yeah, I can say that. I enjoy my
Yes.
lunch.
Okay, well, I hope that you enjoyed your lunch. Okay.
Yeah. How about you? What
Well,
time?
it's
Yeah,
early morning for me. It's 3 a.m. So pretty soon I will
3
have,
a.m.
yeah, pretty soon I will have breakfast. So it's fairly early for me.
So, have you had any sleep?
Yes, I've had sleep. I was asleep maybe 4 hours ago. So I'm good now. I've got my coffee right here with me.
Just
So I'm
3
good.
a.m. is a little too early for working.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Well, what we're going to do now is take a look at an activity, and this activity is called Fun at the Beach. And when we look at this activity, Fun at the Beach, we can see from the image the ocean and a little girl, maybe two little girls, I'm not really sure. So
Yeah.
I'm going to put your name here in the event we have others coming, but if not, for now, we'll work with.
Ellie had just
Oh, someone else has
come.
joined us. Okay, great. So let me put in, let's see, let me go back and look. Hello, Elise. How are you?
Hey, hello, Priscilla. I'm fine. And
Great.
you?
I'm wonderful. It's good to see you here with us. And Elise, you will be number two. If you
Okay.
quiet, you will be number one. So what we're going to do is, let me pull this out a little bit. Come on, work with me. This. All right. So if you would, Fuquai, would you read the entire thing for me, starting with fun at the beach? He was bored. Fuquai,
Yes,
would you read for me?
of course. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. Continue.
Continue. Hmm.
Yeah. His friend says, that sounds great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. What do you want to do? He said he wanted to go to the beach. His friend said that sounded great. He picked up his friend in his car. They went to the beach. They threw a frisbee to each other. They swam in the ocean. They built a big sandcastle. They watched the sailboats. They watched the seagull. He drove his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime, his friend said.
Okay, good. Now, Elise, would you read the exact same thing? Fun at the beach.
Okay. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. His friend said, That sounds great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. What do you want to do? He said he wanted to go to the beach. His friend said, That sounded great. He picked up his friend in his car. They went to the beach. They threw a frisbee to each other. They swam in the ocean. They built a big sand castle. They watched the sailboats. They watched the seagulls. They drove his friend home. He drove his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime, his friend said.
Okay, thank you, Elise. Now I want to know, Elise, did you understand 80% of what you read?
Yeah, no problem. I only don't understand one of the words. Others, no problem.
What word was it that you did not understand?
Frisbee.
Okay, a frisbee is a device or toy that you toss. Usually you toss it in the air and it sails or glides. And the reason that it glides is because there's air underneath it, and it goes to the person that you're throwing it to. If that person catches it, they throw it back to you. I'll see if I can find an image of a frisbee.
It's like a plastic dish.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's a plastic circular type of device.
Okay, I think I understand. Thank you.
Copy, and I have a picture of a frisbee as well. No.
Teacher, yeah, I know what's that. Just go ahead.
Okay. All right. I found one now, so I'll have it. Okay, so that's a picture of a frisbee. And I think someone just came in. When I went out, I saw someone else was here. And that is Carmen. Hello, Carmen. How are you?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well, Carmen.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning to everybody.
And where are you calling us from today, Carmen?
I come from Spain.
Okay, great. Carmen, would you take a turn and read for us Fun at the Beach?
Okay, just let me get the document because I just came in. Give me just 1 sec because I'm just trying to find something in here.
Okay.
Just 1 sec, please.
Okay. Well, while she's doing that, would you summarize this article in 30 seconds? Please continue talking until 30 seconds. I'll let you know when your 30 seconds is up. I'll be counting and listening for your ums, ahs, and excessive pauses. On the count of 3, you may begin. 1, 2, 3.
One day, a boy felt bored and he wanted to do something for fun. He called his friend and asking his friend to go to the beach with him. His friend agreed to go with him. Then he took his friend by his car and they went to the beach. At the beach, they played a lot of.
Okay. Okay. And Elise, could you do the same? Could you summarize this story for us? I'll be listening for your use of ands, ahs, and excessive pauses. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
He was born. That's why he called his friend. Then later, his friend agreed to go to the beach. So he picked up his friend and they went to the beach. They played lots of things in the beach and they watched seagulls and they watched the seal sports. So they had a wonderful time. The friend wanted to go there again.
Okay, thank you. That is your 30 seconds. Carmen, do you have the document now?
Yes, I got the document right now.
Okay.
But can you explain to me what I got to do because I'm not quite sure about it.
I just want you to read everything that you see. He was fun at the beach. He was bored. He wanted to do something. Just read exactly what you see.
Okay.
It's also on the screen.
Yes, I know. Well, I guess both friends were bored, so
No, I
One
want you,
friend.
I want you to read exactly what you see. Read exactly what you see. Fun at the
Oh,
beach.
sorry. Okay. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. His friend said, that sounds great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. What do you want? What do you want to do? He said. He wanted to go to the beach. His friend said that sounded great. He picked up his friend in his car. They went to the beach. They threw a frisbee to each other. They swam in the ocean. They built a big sandcastle. They watched the sailboats. They watched the seagulls. He drove his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime, his friend said.
Okay, great. Now, did you understand 80% of what you read, Carmen?
Yes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What I'd like for you to do is to summarize for me in 30 seconds. I want you to continue talking until I ask you to stop. I will
Mm-hmm.
be counting the excessive pauses that you may make or the extensions of um. On the count of 3, summarize the story in 30 seconds. 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
Well, this is the story of two friends. One called each other on the phone because he was bored and he proposed to go to the beach. So they both went to the beach. One friend went with his went to pick up the other one by car. They went to the beach and they had a great day. They played some different games like frisbee. They swam. They built a big sandcastle on the beach. So they had a smashing time in there.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Carmen, I don't know that you have had sessions with me before, but what I do when I time you, I'm listening for an excessive amount of ums, and ahs because I want you to concentrate enough or short enough in a short enough span that you're forced to think in English only. So this
Okay.
doesn't give you enough time to think of anything like trying to translate what it is that you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Just think and speak in English. Once you start speaking and thinking in English, the words will line up properly in your mouth as they come away.
Okay,
All
I
right.
get it. Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to try again with Fu Kwai. You had 4. I want you to try to tell the story using fewer than. Now I want to tell each of you to listen to what I'm going to tell you because this will help you immensely. You don't need to rush. Slow down and tell me exactly what it is that you want me to know. You will continue to talk until I ask you to stop. Now, I will speak for 30 seconds and I will tell you a lot about this story in a very controlled voice. On the count of 3, I will begin. 1, 2, 3. This story is about 2 friends. The friends are both bored. One friend calls up the other and say, "Would you like to go to the beach?" The other friend says, "Yes." When they arrive at the beach, they throw their frisbee, they have lots of fun, they even do something in the sand. When it's time to go, they decide to return to the beach. Okay, so that was a lot in 30 seconds, and I didn't look at what I was reading. I was looking at the clock to make sure that I did not exceed 30 seconds. So talk in a controlled voice. When you're not sure what you want to say, don't say anything. Try not to say try not to say It is better to have the pause than to say and ah. All right? Fu Kwai, on the count of 3, you may begin. 1, 2, 3.
This story is about two friends who are both bored. Both friends decided to go to the beach for fun. When they arrive at the beach, they play many interesting games, including throwing frisbee with each other. When the time is over, they went back
Fantastic.
home.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Elise, on the count of 3, Would you do the same? 1, 2, 3.
There are two friends. Both of them were bored. So one friend called another friend to go to the beach. And so the other friend said yes. They went to the beach. Then they did a lot of things by the beach. They played sand, and they watched seagull. They swam in the ocean.
Okay, great. Great. And Carmen, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
This is the story of two friends. One of them was very bored, so he called the other friend and told him to go and asked him to go to the beach. They spent the day on the beach and they had a great time. They played different games, and like frisbee, they swam on the ocean. They built some sand castles, and then after the day spent on the beach, they returned back home.
Okay, you still had 3 seconds, so I'm going to have to give you another point for pausing. But that's really 4, or it's really 3, but 4 because you stopped before I asked you to. Okay, so there was much improvement. At least somewhere you got stuck, but you had improved. But because of something, I gave you that additional mark. But very much improved, so thank you for that. Now I want you to each take turns reading this story again. I will not tell you what the missing word is. Try to figure out what the missing word is. It is something that is fairly simple and easy, but you'll have to decide what it is, okay? So we'll start with Elise. Elise, would you read for us?
Sure. Fun at the beach. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun. He said. His friend said, that sounded great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. Do you want to do? He said. He wanted to go to the beach. His friend said, that sounded great. He picked up his friend in his car. They went to the beach. They threw into frisbee to each other. They swam in the ocean. They built a big sand castle. They watched seal sports. They watched the seagulls. He drove his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime, his friend said.
Very good.
I didn't answer to
That's okay. Your brain doesn't know that you didn't know because you didn't stop. Okay, Carmen, would you read for us?
I'm sorry, Priscilla. What do I have to say? Only read it?
I want you to read and fill in the blanks with something, with a blank word. Put words.
But do I have to make them up, or I have to say words?
If you know what the correct word is, you can use the correct word. If you don't know what the word is, just keep reading. Don't stop.
Okay. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. His friend said, that sounds great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. Do you want to go? What do you want to do? He said. He wanted to go to the beach. His friend said that sounded great. He picked up his friend in his car. They went to the beach. They threw I don't know which one to use in here.
Just choose one, it doesn't matter.
They threw the frisbee to each other. They swam in the ocean. They built a big sand castle. They watched the sailboats. They watched the seagulls. He drove his friend back. He drove his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime, his friend said.
Okay, good. Vu Quai, could you read the exact same thing?
Yes. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. His friend said, that sounds great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. What do you want to do? He said he wants to go to the beach. His friend said, that sounds great. He picked up his friend in his car. They went to the beach. They threw a freebie to each other. They swam in the ocean. They built a big sandcastle. They watched moving sailboats. They watched the seagulls. He drove his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime, his friend said.
Okay, good. And questions, anyone? Okay, now you should know this story, hopefully about 100%. We're going to look at this story now. Here are the words: beach, board, castle, drive, frisbee, fun, glad, ocean, sailboat, sand, seagull, sometimes, sound, swim, and throw. I want you to tell this story again using these words. It doesn't have to be the exact story, but it should have, if you get to a point when you don't know what to say, I want you to refer back to the story and make sure that you're telling the story. I'll do the first one. I will do it first. Let's see, how do I get my name in here? Priscilla. Okay, I will do the first one. I will use all of the words. One day I was bored. I called my friend up and asked if he would like to go with me to the beach. He said, that sounds like fun, and he would be glad to go with me to the ocean. He also suggested that I use his sailboat and watch the seagulls in the ocean. Sometimes when you're on the ocean, he told me, you will hear the sound of people that can swim. You will be able to play in the sand and maybe later throw a frisbee. But first we must drive to the castle in the forest and see what we can get for lunch. It's kind of a stupid, crazy story, but it's demonstrating my ability to use these words in some way. All right, so let's see if we can get PHU to go first. All right.
It's very challenging. Right?
You're up for it. You can do it. Okay, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Yesterday, I felt bored and I wanted to go to the beach with my friend. I rode to my friend home and take him, and we went to the beach together. At the beach, we throw a freebie to each other. He was very glad to be at the beach with me. We swam in the ocean. We looked at the moving sailboats on the ocean. We built sandcastle. We saw seagulls, and sometimes we could hear sound of people who were swimming on the ocean. At noon, I brought him back to his home, and I drove to my home. So yesterday I had very good time playing with my friend at the beach.
Okay, if the words are still there, you need to use all of the words and use the tense that is given this time. Use swim, use drive, not drove and not swam. Okay?
Yeah.
Continue. You need to use fun, seagull, sometime, throw, castle, drive, and swim.
Yeah, well, we had a lot of fun yesterday, and my friend told me that we will do it again sometime. Next month, there would be a lot of seagulls who come from the south, and again we will play Some game again suggest throwing freebie to each other. But next time I will ride you to the beach and we can swim with my girlfriend. After leaving the beach, we will go to a cafe to have some food. I have to use the throws and cafe too.
Well, continue to use them until they're gone.
Yeah, I remember I used this word too, teacher.
Okay, well, use it again. Use
Yeah,
it again. It's okay. It's okay if you use it
Ah.
several times.
yeah, I can use a word several times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think throwing Phoebe is the most interesting game.
Okay, but you're saying throwing. I want you to use the word throw.
I know. Um, when we throw a freebie to each other, it makes we feel very excited.
Okay, great. So you did get the throw. Okay. Now let us go to Carmen. Carmen.
Okay. One day I was feeling very bored, so I thought that I would call my friend, my best friend, and propose him to go to the beach. He accepted it and told me that it would be fun, and he proposed to drive his sailboat. So we spent a great day on the beach. We didn't I say drive? He proposed to drive his sailboat. And we spent a great day on the beach. We built some sandcastles. We swam on the ocean. We watched the seagulls go by, and the day sounded just great.
Okay, so what you're saying, this is seagulls, but it's seagull.
Mhm.
And you said sounded, it's sound. Use the
Okay.
word, use the words that are here.
Well, I was glad he accepted my proposition, so we went to the beach and we watched a seagull go by. We watched a seagull go by. No, went by. Sorry, because it passed. We went for a swim in the ocean. We 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 built some castles in the sand, and I wanted to throw the frisbee too, so we did.
Yes.
We built a castle in the sand, and I don't know how to use sound. It was a great day. I don't know how to put sound.
Okay.
I proposed him to
And we heard,
it.
as we listened to the sound of the seagull.
Oh, that's it. Okay. So we listened to the sound of the seagull, and we had so much fun that I proposed him to go back to the beach sometime.
Okay, good. Now, I did hear you say, Carmen, that you had used the word went, and it was past tense, but we watched. Okay, we watched the seagull go by. It would not be went. It would not be went by. You
Okay.
could say the sea went, but there's a difference. Okay, we watched the seagull go by, but the seagull went by. Okay.
Yeah, I get it. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. And Elise, it will be your
Yes.
turn.
Okay.
And Elise, where are the words for Elise? Okay. Okay, whenever you're ready, Elise.
Sometimes when I'm bored, I'd like to drive my family to the beach. Okay. The beach is the best place for my son because he likes to play sandcastle, to build sandcastle, to throw a frisbee into my husband or me. Yeah. Sometimes if we have enough time, we would like to go to the ocean, to swim or to watch for coral. And sometimes we like to, see a seagull and a sailboats just beside the beach and enjoy the light. Then every time my son likes to bring lots of, tools to play sand. So, and but this time I'm glad to invite my friends besides only my parents. The funny thing is that when Sega, every time when Sega goes by, my son always wants to imitate the Sega sounds. Okay, true. I already used. I say throw the frisbee into my hubby and me.
Okay, I want you all to remember that if the word is still there, it's okay to use it again. So continue to use it until
okay.
continue to use it, because sometimes I may not hear it, and it's okay to use it again. All right, so now what I want you to do, you all did a fantastic job, is to tell me if you're understanding this story. I want this story to just be so prominent in your brain that you can close your eyes and tell it to me in 15 seconds. Can you do that? Do you understand enough about this story to tell it to me in 15 seconds, Fu?
Yes.
Okay, in 15 seconds, on the count of 3, I want you to tell me the story. 1, 2, 3.
Yesterday I went to the beach with my friend. I took him in my car. When we reached the beach, we play a lot of games.
Okay, great. So that was 15 seconds, and what I understood is yesterday you and your friend went to the beach in your car. Okay, great. Let's see, Carmen, can you tell me in 15 seconds this story? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yesterday I went to the beach with my friend. We played different games and made a lot of things during the day. We swam on the beach, we built a sandcastle, we drive a sailboat, we watched the seagulls go by.
Fantastic. Great, Carmen. Thank you. And let's get Carmen, Fu, and Elise. 15 seconds at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Sometimes when I'm bored, I drive my family to the beach. My son likes the beach very much. He likes to build sandcastle, watch seagulls, or even we swim in the ocean. Sometimes
okay, great. Now, I will tell you that each of you gave me your 15 seconds without any excessive pauses and no unnecessary ums, erns, and ahs. So you're doing beautifully. And this is what you want to do when you're having your conversation. Just believe that you can do it. You do not need to force yourself to speed up your conversation to get the information in. I will demonstrate for you in 15 seconds and tell you a lot about this story, and I will not rush. I will not have excessive pauses, ums, erns, and ahs. On the count of 3, I will start. 1. Well, I'm going to wait until it gets on the 6th because I'll be counting and looking at the clock. 1, 2, 3. This story is about 2 friends who wanted to go to the beach because they were bored. When they got to the beach, they threw frisbees, they went on their sailboat, and they built a sandcastle. At the end of the day, they had a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. 15 seconds.
And now it sounds as if I'm giving you a lot of information in that 15 seconds, but I'm very calm. I have a very controlled voice, and when you are very calm and relaxed, I promise you You will get a lot of information out, and your brain will cooperate with you, and you'll be like, wow, I did that. But first you have to train yourself to speak. So it doesn't matter if what you're saying is incorrect. Your brain doesn't know that it is incorrect. Your brain just knows that you want to do something, and it is giving you permission. We fail to give our brains permission when we fight with, I messed up. I knew that, but I didn't do it correctly. Just leave it alone and just keep talking. All right? So here are some idioms. I want you to look at these idioms, and we're going to use these idioms and refer back to our story. So this will be Wisla, Wisla. This will be Elise, E-L-E-S-E, and this will be Carmen. So Wisla, you must take this one. I'm sure I'm spelling it wrong. I'll go back and fix it. Wisla, Elise,
Sorry.
and Carmen. Okay, I want you to look at this idiom, and I'm going to take this one. Well, this one's probably hard because it doesn't make sense unless you really understand it. A baker's dozen, when you go to the store and you ask for a dozen eggs, they usually will give you 12 because 12 is a dozen. A baker's dozen is they always give you an extra one, so you have a total of 13. A baker's dozen probably is, I want you to come back and buy more of whatever. A dozen cookies. I want a baker's dozen of cookies, which means you get 13 instead of 12. All right? So I want you to look at your idiom, try to understand your idiom, and then relate it to some way to the story. My friend and I, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. My friend and I are going to the beach, and I plan to take a baker's dozen of cookies for us to have a snack. Okay? And so now we will listen to Wisla. Wisla.
Sorry.
Oh, Wisla. Oh, he's
no,
gone.
My name. Yeah. He.
Okay, Wisla. And oh,
Yeah.
Fuqua. So I'll put you here, Fuqua. P-H-U. Can I just go with Few? Okay, Few. Okay.
Right.
Make it easy for me. Okay. Few.
Yesterday, I took my friend to the countryside in my car, but my friend was very annoying because he wanted to be a backseat driver. He kept talking me, turn that way, turn this way, and I felt very annoying. And at least I told him, please let me alone and let me ride to the countryside.
Okay. So that's good. So what you probably want me to know is that your friend, my friend was I am using backseat driver. This is how you would use the backseat driver. When you're using idioms, idioms should not necessarily stand out as something that you're deliberately saying with effort. It should just go just as smoothly as if you said, my friend was annoying me by giving me directions. I said to my friend, I'm the driver, please keep quiet. So you just quietly get the backseat driver in. My friend was annoying me by giving directions as a backseat driver. I said to my friend, I'm the driver, please keep quiet. So read that. I want you to read it, but I want you to say it as if you weren't reading.
My friend was annoying.
Is that Few talking?
No.
Few? Okay, Few. Say that as if you're not reading it, okay?
Yes. My friend were annoying me by giving me direction at the backseat driver. I told him that, please, I'm driver, let me try.
Okay, good. Elise?
Yes.
Elise, you're
Yesterday,
here.
yesterday I was yesterday I was bored, so I called my friend to the beach. We really had lots of fun in the beach, by the beach. I was bored, so I called my friend. Called my friend to go to the beach.
Did you use back to square one?
No, I haven't. We had a wonderful day. However, after we came back, everything was back to square one. I was bored again.
Yesterday I was bored, so I called my friend to go to the beach. We had a wonderful time. However, after returning home, everything was back to square one. I was bored again. Very nice. Okay, read that again and read it without sounding as if you're reading and say the entire thing.
Okay.
Elise?
Yesterday I was bored, so I called my friend to go to the beach. We really had a wonderful day. However, after returning home, everything was back to square one. I was bored again.
Very good. Very nice. Carmen?
Okay. I went to the beach with my son yesterday. Because he wanted to build a huge sandcastle, but even though he tried his best, every time the sandcastle will fall down. So he started to cry, and I told him, "Don't worry about it. Let's go back to the drawing board."
Okay. I went to the beach with my son yesterday because he wanted to build a sandcastle, but every time the sandcastle would fall down, I told him not to worry about it, just go back to the drawing board. Okay, that's good. But I probably need to say, go back to the drawing board for what? Go back to the drawing board and try again.
Mm-hmm.
Need something else on there. Okay. So now can you read this as if you were saying it without reading it? Okay?
Okay. Do I have to use just what I said about the
Oh, no,
drawing board?
no, you can use something else, but I wanted to just flow because I was just typing it. No, you can make something similar, but make it very smooth sounding. All right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I went to the beach with my son yesterday because he wanted to build a sandcastle. But every time the sandcastle would fall down, I told him not to worry about it. Just go back to the drawing board and try it again. Just start it all over from scratch.
Okay, good. Very good. Now, there was still some hesitation in your saying it, so tell it to me again without pausing excessively or repeating yourself. Okay?
Mm-hmm. I went to the beach. I went to the beach with my son yesterday because he wanted to build a sandcastle. But every time the sandcastle would fall down, I told him not to worry about it. Just go back to scratch and try it again.
Okay. Well, you put in go back to the drawing scratch. It should be drawing board.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, try again.
I went to the beach with my son yesterday because he wanted to build a sandcastle. But every time the sandcastle would fall down, I told him not to worry about it and just go back to the drawing board and try it again.
Very good. Very nicely done. Very good, guys. Here is a word that you may find of interest, and this word is demure. The word demure means shy. Okay? Demure is shy.
Demure.
Most of my students are very demure, and the word demure is usually associated with a female. Usually you see that word associated with a female that is shy. Not so much in speaking conversational English, but because most of the students are shy, it could be a good word to use too. So demure, I would say that as we listen to Carmen give her reading of going back to the going back to the drawing board, I wanted to send her back to the drawing board to repeat her sentence because of her demur in expressing her sentence, her shyness, her reservation, her quietness. And I could say Elise had to repeat her statement because she displayed a sense of demur, her demure style. So she had to go back to square one, which was again to repeat what she had done. For you, Fu, because demure is not usually associated with men, I don't use the word. So here's the word demure that we're going to learn today as we talk about something. Carmen, can you give me a word that begins with the letter D? Just one word that begins with the letter D that might be related to something at the beach or something from the story.
I cannot think of anything now.
Okay, you can think of dream. You thought about dreaming or
Daydream, for instance.
daydreaming. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, Fu, can you give me a word that starts with E?
Is this have to be related to the topic?
It would be good if it was related to the beach, going to the beach. A fun day at the beach, it would be nice. If not, just give me a word.
Yes, I'm trying.
Okay, let's go back and look at the story. See what word was in the story. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something with his friend. He called up his friend, I'm bored. Let's do something fun. His friend said, that sounds great. Maybe exciting could be a word that was somewhat in there. Okay, let's go with exciting.
Yes.
Okay, E-X-E-I-T-A. Okay, who else is here? Someone give me a word that starts with an M. Okay, who can give me a word that starts with an M? Here's the story. Okay. There was a multitude of people at the beach, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Multitude means many. Something that starts with a U. What do you find at the beach with the U?
Many people.
Maybe they have an umbrella. What word can we think of that starts with an R that we might find at the beach?
Take rest.
Rest. Good. And finally, another word other than exciting that we might find at the beach.
Extremely fun.
Extremely fun. Okay. Yeah. Extremely fun. Okay. So now we have demure. We know that the word demure means shy. Okay. So this is what I want you to do. You're going to have to really think about how you're going to do this, but you can do it. I haven't done it, but I will do it first. I want each of you to start thinking about a sentence or a statement that you can use, and it's all going to relate to demure. Remember, demure means to be shy. Demure equals shy. You can make your story about the beach, but you need to make it shy. Okay, so here I am with, yesterday I was daydreaming about an exciting opportunity for me to meet a multitude of people. Then it started to rain, and I decided to grab my umbrella, but I thought it would be best for me to rest because I'm extremely shy. Okay? So those were all of my words for demure. Fu,
Yeah.
thinking in English, use the words.
Shall we use shy or demure?
Oh, well, demure. I should have said demure. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Fu, you may start.
I'm not a daydreaming person, but yesterday I wish I had chance to go to the beach because I think playing at the beach would be very exciting. There are multitudes of activities we can do at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
When I uh, reach the beach, I will try umbrella flying. After I play for my entire day, I will take a rest. And after thinking back about the beach, I feel extremely excited about the trip.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know that you used demure, but okay, go ahead. Let's see. Who do we have next? We will have Carmen. Carmen?
Okay. I consider myself a demure type of person. So for
Good.
me, I love daydreaming, and instead of trying to meet a multitude of different persons, which I don't find any exciting thing to do, I would just stay at home, um, trying to rest a bit for today. Uh, But if I get extremely bored, I would take my umbrella today because it's raining, and I would go out for a walk.
Okay, good. And Elise. Elise? Okay, is Elise still here?
Hello. Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I went to the beach with my friend. That was the first time she went to the beach. She's a daydreaming person, and she likes to meet multitude people everywhere. Because of the sunlight was very strong, so we just sit under the umbrella. She was under the umbrella and the rest. She was extremely exciting, and but she was very and she was demure because that was the first time she was wearing bikini.
Okay. Nicely done. All right, so I hope these few opportunities to use these words can help you improve your understanding of vocabulary. If not, this time, hopefully the next time that you see these words, they will have better meaning for you and you will understand them better. So thank you guys for your participation today in the session. It is now time for us to have the final word. Carmen, could you give us your final word for today? What did you think of the lesson? Did you learn something? Or what would you like to see done differently? What are your final words for today, Carmen?
No, in fact, this is my first time with you. This is my first lesson with you. So I just wanted to thank you because it's a different way because I've been on Berlin for a year now. I haven't been on for a few months because it's summertime here and I don't have much time. But I find your methods that I think you have a great way of teaching. I found it very rewarding, very easy to do. Because the way you do it, you've got to force yourself to learn the words and to practice it a lot.
Okay, thank you very
Thank you so much.
Carmen. Thank you, Carmen, for those words. And yes, most of the time you'll find that I have many stories, something that's very small that we can talk about as you build your vocabulary. And I want to give you many opportunities to practice speaking and listening. So thank you for your comments today. Elise, final words, please.
Hi Priscilla, this is not the first lesson I follow you. I really like your teaching style. Okay, it looks simple, but it's easy to understand and easy to catch up. Probably we can learn better through this way. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Elise, for those comments. And I will promise you that if you continue to practice using the strategies that I'm giving to you, when you are entering into environments where the context or the information that you are receiving is much more difficult and challenging, you will still know how to communicate effectively. You just have to get those words coming out of your mouth. I know that many of you have strong vocabularies. You know what you want to say, but when you start to speak, you have not had enough opportunities to practice getting the words lined up in order to come out easily. And so this is what I give you, is an opportunity to practice speaking. And then when you are comfortable speaking about small sentences like we're giving today, you'll be able to do it on more difficult text, because you do know the information. It's just that you can't find the way easily to get it out of your mouth. Thank you very much, Elise, for that. And final words, Fu?
Yeah, my final word is, teacher, I'm enjoying it very much, and thank for your classes again.
Okay. Thank you, Fu. You're becoming one of my great followers. I really appreciate your showing up. I would like for all of you to follow me and join as many of my classes as you can. If there's nothing more, please have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.
Have a nice day all. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.